How you going? Duckman here, live today out at Windsor Tenpin Bowling Club with Paul. So one of the former members has been here for a long time playing, and also been a staff member out here. Paul, thanks for your time today. Really
You're more than
appreciate
welcome.
it. So tell me a little bit about your experience in Tenpin Bowling. How did you get involved in Tenpin Bowling?
I started bowling when I was very young. Just as a lot in my era, it was a big thing in that back in the day, and
Yeah.
it's a good place to take your first dates.
Yeah.
Yeah, went from there. Always bowled in leagues,
Yeah.
pretty much all my life. Come across,
Yeah. So when we're talking about back in the day, can you put a date on back in the day? What sort of timeline are we talking about?
In the late '60s probably.
Yeah, there you go. I'd say that's fairly back in the day.
Yeah, back in the
day. So how long has the bowling centre been here for out of Windsor?
This one was built in 1985, November '85, I think it opened.
Yeah. So it's been around for a long time. I lived out here, moved out here in 1994, and I remember coming here many times as a kid. Just loved it. It was a good place to come out for just a bit of social night, have a roll. They had a jukebox, which I see is not here anymore.
So. No, it's long gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did have one there,
Yeah.
but it's long gone.
So I had a jukebox, and I noticed a few things have changed since I was here last time. Although I do have to say I was under 18, I noticed in the fridge you got beers and Jim Beams and
Yeah,
all this sort of stuff.
licensed now.
Do pizzas and all that sort of stuff.
Yep.
As well, don't you?
Yeah.
It's a good setup for bowling compared to what bowling used to be. It was pretty bland for like have bowling, and I remember there was a pinball machine or something like
Pinballs.
that. Pinballs.
Yep.
And
Still got a pinball there. Yeah, right up in the corner there. Still a pinball.
There you
Yep.
go. Got the skill tester too. I've never done well on those skill tester things. I don't know if
No.
you've ever done too
No,
well.
didn't play much.
Yeah, so I do remember some of these like shuffle puck things back in the day. They were the big thing in the 90s. If you had some of them, you're a shaker and mover.
Yeah, that's it. Them and pool tables.
Yeah, pool tables. Now I'm starting to reminisce a lot about the back in the day stuff myself. So this has changed a bit since I've been here last time. So how many alleys have we got down here now?
We've got 18.
Yeah.
We've got 18. Originally it was built as 12.
Yeah.
It got extended to 18, 19, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
We sort of extended it out. Just the area was growing. We sort of just thought we needed a little bit bigger, and yeah, it's really good now.
Yep. Yeah. So, see, like obviously it's Thursday afternoon here right now, so it's not super busy because we're just here during like back end of school time and that stuff.
Yep.
When you were here in the early 2000s and late 90s, that sort of stuff, were you getting a lot of schools and
school sports. Yep, still do school sports come through.
Yep.
Once again, I don't think there's quite as many.
Yep.
There's too many options now, I think.
Yeah.
But no, they still got schools coming through here.
Yep.
Especially on a Thursday, I believe.
Yep.
Is a busy day for schools, and the junior league's about to start.
Yep. So in regards in the area, so I know this is like there's limited Tenpin bowling alleys around. There's not as many around as there used to be.
No.
And I know in the Hawkesbury, this is the only one that I'm aware of, unless there's one somewhere else.
No, this is the only one in the Hawkesbury.
Yeah. So where's the next closest one to this? The one at Penrith?
One at Penrith. There's one at Mount Druitt. There's one at Blacktown.
Yeah. So unfortunately, the one at Blacktown is on its way out as well.
I heard that. Yes.
Yeah. So it's not great for Tenpin bowling. Now, I've interviewed a couple of people playing the New South Wales squad and that from Blacktown, and they've advised me that bowling in the States, I don't know how much you've got right into it, but they said it's massive and they've got full professional leagues and stuff like that over there.
Yeah, it's very big over there.
So, with the best players there are in Australia, do you think they could get to that level? I know that there's a guy that plays in the States now, his parents own the Tenpin bowling place out at Orange or something.
Jason Belmonte.
Yeah, so I know he's good, he's got a big reputation.
Very good, yeah.
How many guys do you reckon in Australia we got that are at that level?
At that level, you'd
Not
probably
even a handful?
Yeah, you'd probably count them on one hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's, I suppose that's sad that America, everything's magnified by 100 over there.
Yeah.
So everything that goes on. So I remember back in the 90s too, they had Tenpin Bowling in Australia was on like Channel 9 and that sort of stuff in the
Yep.
mornings, and that really helped. It brought
Promoted the game, yeah.
promotions and everything
Yeah.
to advertisements. Do you think that did the game really flourish during that time when it was
Absolutely.
on TV and that sort
Yep.
of stuff?
Yep.
So you saw a big influx of new
Big
players
influx
coming
of
in and
players.
that sort
Yep.
of stuff?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So do you think it needs something like that again in Australia
Yes,
to
we
help
do.
kick it off?
Yes. Yes.
So, so with the event of live stream TV, because I commentate rugby games, I see like everything can get live streamed now. I think it would be a viable option really to look at that.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah.
So, within this area, when you're out here playing at Windsor, like as a club, when you went to different competitions and competed against different centres, what was this centre like back in the day competing against the other centres from a competitive point of view?
Oh no, it was good. We had quite a lot of bowlers that did travel, the
Yep.
travelling league or ID. There's several different ones that go around,
Yep.
and we had some nice bowlers in them. Yeah.
Yeah. So, who are some of? Can you remember any of the notable bowlers you might have had to come through the club here?
Aaron Perrin was a very good bowler.
Yep.
He bowled several 300 perfect games,
Yep.
300 games. There was quite a few out there.
Yeah.
They live in.
Yeah, I remember off the top of your head. So, what are some of the tricks and cues for bowling? Because when I spoke to Michael Geelan from Blacktown, he told me that I didn't know this, he said that every bowling alley is different. They've got different bias, and the oil spray they use on the alley
Yep.
makes a difference.
Yep.
The wood makes a difference.
Yep.
So
Yep.
I wasn't aware of that every
No,
alley is
it
different.
makes a difference. There is a difference to most of them. A lot of them's gone synthetic lanes now, not the timber lanes.
Yeah.
And the oil pattern is everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, how much oil they put down.
Yeah. So how does the oil pattern how does it work? I just assumed at school we just thought they were fixed.
Yeah,
So
no,
that's
no.
what I always of that belief back in the day until I went over the line and went into the alley once.
Yep.
And realised, I've got crap on me and
Yeah, it's oil. Yeah, it's an oil. And it goes down about 3/4 way down the lane.
Yeah.
The back end of the lanes have got to be very dry. The bowlers that put a big spin on the ball, then once it gets through the oil, it grabs the lane and it's when that turns.
Yeah. So would each one of these 18 alleys, would each one of them bowl differently as well?
Very slightly because it's the same oil pattern going down
Yeah.
on here. But there would be a slight difference
Yeah.
even when you're bowling, because you bowl left and right, one frame left, the next frame right, there's a slight difference.
Yeah. So, and would it make a difference if you're bowling left-handed or right-handed on an alley, how the ball's going to spin and turn, or not in particular?
No, it does, especially at the end of your games.
Yeah.
You've got to adjust a little bit because obviously there's more right-hand bowlers,
Yeah.
so it uses the oil up as the games go on.
Yeah.
The left-hand bowlers, it's more consistent.
Yeah. So, from a competition point of view, what sort of competitions and that have they got down here at the moment? How often they're running competitions for people that want to get involved in the whole process?
Well, they have leagues each week. You come and bowl in a social league.
Yeah.
Martina's probably the best person to talk about your competitions.
Yeah.
I no longer work here.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure how often the bigger competitions are, but there's definitely leagues, junior leagues of afternoon and adult leagues of evening.
Yeah. So what are some of your highlights you had down here back just in the day over your time, the great moments you had, and what are some of your personal highlights you had when you were Tenpin Bowling as well?
Look, I was never a great bowler.
Yeah.
I think my high game was 276, I think it was.
Still pretty good.
Oh, it's up there, but yeah. I had an average a bit over 200 probably. But yeah, look, the best part of bowling is your company.
Yeah.
You're bowling with this people every week, and it's a big family.
Yeah.
It's great. It's a great time. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing I like when I tried it in the past. I bowled in a league over at Rudy Hill, and just up against different people every single week, and I was no good, but it didn't matter. It was the whole social element of it was good.
Yep.
It's a night out, and
Yep.
you're not getting on the cans. You're doing something different.
Yeah,
just socialising.
It's a very social event.
Yeah. So, Uh, how would this grow bigger in here in this area? So if people want to get involved in bowling, how would they go about getting involved?
Yeah, just give Windsor Bowler a call or come and see them.
Yeah.
I'm sure Martina will be here to help them out.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you won't know until you try it.
Yeah.
You know.
So do you think there's more people that are bowling here now than perhaps what there were back 20 years ago? Now that there's been a growth and development in the area, like new suburbs, Pigtown and Blythe Park's built out a bit more and some other areas?
No, I personally think there's probably less people bowling at the moment. It's unfortunate. Some of the die-hard bowlers,
Yeah.
it's just it's your game, it's in your blood, that's your sport, you know.
Yeah. No worries. Paul, thanks for your time. Really appreciate
You're more
it
than
very
welcome.
much. And I look forward to chatting to you again.
Yes, thank you very much.
No worries.
Thank you.
There you go, everybody. So that was Paul here from Windsor Bowl. So keep on ducking, everyone. We're going to have more interviews here. Try to chat to Martina as well. She's available, and we'll see how that all goes.